This should all be connected now. I believe we are. Sounds like everything is working the way that it should. And we're just going to wait for people to kind of trickle in. But when's the here we go for Mbeumo? I don't know. It better be soon, though. It better be soon. Okay. Just bear with me 1 second. I've got to come out and start again. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. You can hear me? Good stuff. Right. Let me go on to Instagram and just change. You can hear me? Good stuff. Good stuff. So let me just change out where I am right now. And then I'll be able to bring people in from Instagram, which is what we're here to do. First of all, thank you guys so much for joining on YouTube. This is a show where it's going to be primarily YouTube centric. So I want everyone who's got an opinion on anything I'm saying to come through on YouTube. And if you let me know, then like if you come on YouTube and ask any questions or whatever, then you will get priority in everything that we talk about today. So even if you're on TikTok or whatever you're watching me on, just make sure that you come through on YouTube as well. Hope you remember me when you have 100k subs, mate. That's the dream. I mean, that'd be sick, but we ain't there yet. So don't worry. If we get Mbeumo, do we play him at 10 beside Cunha and then play Bruno at 8? I think that is the key, frankly. I'm going to be surprised if we don't do that. But yeah, it seems like that will be how we line up going forward. But I quite like that. I think there's a bit of a misconception around signing someone like Mbeumo. What's that going to do to Ahmad? I've already heard people say. I think Ahmad is going to blossom at the minute. Sorry about that on TikTok. Just had to restart to get people coming through on Instagram with the right link. And live streaming's a different game. Live streaming is just a whole different game. But I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. So I want to get better at this. And you can see we're working on a backdrop. Me and my girlfriend are working on a joint channel as well for like gaming and stuff. So it's going to be good. Now, Ahmad can play wingback. I think Ahmad is a wingback. If you look at when he's been playing well, it's as a wingback. So I'm surprised if anyone thinks that signing Mbeumo or signing anyone in that cam role is going to inhibit him. If anything, I think it's going to free him up because not only do we allow him to play in his best role, but we also take a defender off of him. So we lighten the load for him. And I think that's going to be massive. So I think it's great. Had a lot of fun with PSG last weekend. Now United transfers, let's go. I think the goalkeeper has to be the priority. Kenji, I agree. I do agree. And get it in the comments now. Which goalkeeper would you take? Which goalkeeper would you want? Like a genuine goalkeeper. Let's get the likes in the chat as well. We've got 15 people are in here now. Let's get the likes going. Let's see if we can get to... In a live, I've never gotten more than 100 likes. So let's see if we can just get that up. I think Lunin, he's a shout. He is a shout, but I don't know too much about him. I think I would look at, to be honest, my dream goalkeeper is Mike Maignan, but it looks like he's on his way to Chelsea. And I think Chelsea have got a great player in them with him. Someone just said Emi Martinez, God forbid. Heard stuff about the goalkeeper of Torino. I don't know who else is free. Is Torino Milinkovic-Savic, the one that we used to have? I think so. Having Mbeumo deal with the physicality of centre-backs and Ahmad space to dribble. Yeah. Dominic, completely agree with that. I think that Mbeumo is the type of deal that will set us up for years to come, honestly. If we ever let go of Bruno, who could go in his place like a creative midfielder that's realistic? I think we would just change up quite a lot. And I don't think Bruno will be the out-and-out player that he has been for us. Because you got to think as well, like it's not just about... Right now, I mean, his output is insane, but also he's the only one who's really taking the responsibility to do stuff. And we need to get people in with a better mentality and a more robustness to them. And to bring in Cunha, and thank you for the gifts on TikTok, to bring in Cunha and Mbeumo potentially in the first couple of days of the transfer market, insane work. Sign Ramsdale, God forbid. You know what? Lewis, unfortunately, Ramsdale is better than who we have. So it's not as if signing Ramsdale is like we're going backwards. But the fact that we can sign a relegated goalkeeper and be like, yeah, you're good enough. That being said, I mean Chelsea just signed a relegated striker. Is Ramsdale good enough though? If Ramsdale coming off of Arsenal, yeah, that season at Southampton really put me off. Like I wouldn't want him anyway. I just think he's a bit of a weird character. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic ain't Man United player in my eyes. Well, to be honest, he was a Man United player. He just didn't really do much with it. If you're on TikTok, by the way, we are live on YouTube, which is why I'm looking kind of more directly there. So any specific comments or anything, just click the link in my bio, go through to YouTube because I'm trying to get 5K subscribers on YouTube. So if you can, follow on YouTube, go over there, and let's see where we can go. Because if we hit 5K, I've already arranged a sick giveaway, a really nice giveaway, which I'll be doing a video on because I got some myself, just to give you an idea. Like, I actually just really like it. But then at 10K, the giveaway is going to be mental. The giveaway is going to be stupid at 10K. So all I'll say is that it's signed and beautiful. Okay. Our only targets we need now is a goalkeeper and a striker. It's not the only ones. We really need a couple of wing backs, a centre mid as well. So yeah. Sign Chevalier and Angel Gomez. Chevalier is a shout. Angel Gomez is also a shout on a free transfer. I would quite happily take Angel Gomez back because then we're leveling up. Thoughts on James Trafford? I think he's terrible. But he's going to go to a big club. Ahmed, we need a leader, goalkeeper like Emi Martinez. God forbid. Emi Martinez is a bad vibe, in my opinion. 15th in the league, no Europe yet. Players still want to join. Man United is huge. Of course we are. Gorav, who would you want to be our next 3 signings? Great. Ranjit, thank you very much. Again, if you're on TikTok, come through onto YouTube. We've got 36 people in the chat. Let's get the likes up. Let's see if we can get it to 20 likes. And if we can get TikTok to 20,000 likes. That's the difference. We're trying to hit 5K subscribers on YouTube and we're trying to hit 200,000 followers on Instagram as well, on TikTok, sorry. The mic is cracking. I'll try and keep it a bit further back. Hello from TikTok. Yes, Hallie. Thank you very much. You don't think he is United level? Who are you talking about? Emi Martinez is just good on pens. Oh, you're talking about Emi Martinez. I hear you. Trying Savage isn't bad. A scary goalkeeper who can bark at the defenders and if they commit any blunders. I wouldn't mind signing Milinkovic-Savic, to be honest, as a backup. I think he's a good backup goalkeeper, but as a main goalkeeper, absolutely not. 46 people now in the chat. That's the most we've ever had on YouTube. Thank you all so much for coming over. Please subscribe if you are new. This transfer show, by the way, let me know in the comments. Do you want me to make it a bit more like regular? Because I can do this like every couple of days. Because now that we've got the setup, fully set up at this time of day, dogs fed, we can do this. So if you want to see more of this, please just let me know and subscribe if you are new. We should be able to get to a point where we're doing like super chats and you can support the channel and things like that. So that will all be happening soon. 20 likes we've hit already. Nearly 50 people in the chat, which is mad. It's going to be 100 soon, brother. You're awesome. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, United Talks. Do you think we get Osimhen? No. The option is also Suzuki. You're on about Zion Suzuki from Parma. Disagree. I think that is almost a direct Onana regen. I don't want that. Our problem for years has been trying to sign away all of our problems with big money signings instead of profiling players and recruiting, and we haven't put enough trust in our academy either. Brandon, well said. And I completely agree with you. I think we're at a point where our academy is actually the best that I've seen it in the last 10 years. I think right throughout, it's incredible. So we're going to get a lot more outgoings than incomings. We've already had that. 3 players released. One, Sancho's coming back, obviously, but he's going to go. So don't worry. That's going to be fine. From Kenya, thank you very much. From Cyprus, legend. Let's see. Are we going to be able to afford Gyökeres since Bruno is staying? This is a bit of a... Thank you, Oisin, for the follow. If you are new, drop a follow. Tell me in the chat if you've just followed, and I'll shout you out directly if I can see it quickly. Personally, I don't think Gyökeres is coming to Manchester United at all. Not because we can't afford him, because we can, because we're Man United, we can afford him. I just don't think he'll fit. I think we need a bit more of a well-rounded striker. because of the deficiencies in the squad. I think Gyökeres is nailed on to go to somewhere like Arsenal. And if Arsenal sign a striker, a really good one, and they're getting Zubamendi, them and Man City for the league is going to be ridiculous next season. Who was Gyökeres? We have Obi Martin. We should have kept Dean Henderson. Disagree. He said he wanted to go even when he was on loan, and he wasn't that good. Thank you, Ahmed. Hello from Iceland. The country, not the shop. Yes, thank you, Hallie. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ted, for I Am That Guy. Dublin, mate. Yes, Skomac. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Mateta, 35 mil ain't bad. It's not great. I mean, 25 mil is better. Thank you, Zuzu. I just want to say as well, get in the chat who you think we should sign or who you've been hearing about us signing. And then I'll go through everyone that you've seen in the thumbnail. We're at 30 likes. Can we get to 50? That'd be nice. We've never had 100 likes. Just saying. There are talks about ATM for Gyökeres. Nah. Who's my ideal striker? Your guess is as good as mine. Morten Hjulmand. It's just never going to happen. Personally, they're never going to let him go. Chris Rigg. Who said Chris Rigg? I really want that person to come back. Whoever said Chris Rigg, you know your stuff. Honestly. Mike Mannion. There was mild talk about going. About going where? Belabor. Adam, I hear you. Kuno, legend. I love Chris Rigg. He plays for Sunderland. I think he's insane. Belabor also. Oh, he would just be fantastic, wouldn't he, Belabor? Belabor would just be fantastic. He's too expensive, though. He's a player and so young. Honestly, Chris Rigg, I would shout and say he's one of the top people that I would look at. I think Chris Rigg is awesome. Adam Wharton would be massive. Yeah, too expensive, though. And a bit injury prone. He's had a couple of ankle injuries. Belabor or Wharton? Belabor all day long. All day long. Victor Osimhen, Wharton, Ronaldo to rejoin. I just heard Rasmus turned down 80k a week at Napoli and Osimhen was to come the other way. Not true, Reese. Not true. As far as I'm concerned, from the sources I've seen and even people who have messaged me, there are no concrete talks between him and Napoli, but the most concrete speculation is towards him and Inter. So there is a very good chance he could go to Inter. Thank you, Yap Aloy. If you are new, drop a follow. Let me know if you have, and I'll try and shout you out if I see the message early enough. Bearing in mind, I'm on TikTok right now and YouTube. If you're on TikTok, come over onto YouTube because I'll be able to see you in the chat a lot more clearly. And we're trying to hit 5K. You can be a part of the giveaway if we hit 5K. Thank you, Joe Bait Train. Very kind of you. Would love a Musiala. Don't get me started, man. Zahor, thank you. Don't even get me started on Musiala. What about Resters? Tell me more. Oh, thank you for the gifts. If you want to send gifts, feel free. Do you think Gyökeres will join Man United? I said earlier, absolutely not. What do you think about Thuram? I think he's brilliant. Not going to play for Man United. The rumour mill, thank you. You like Osimhen with Obi and Højlund as understudy? You can't have a £72 million striker as an understudy, let's be honest. I think Højlund's going to go out on loan. I think he goes to Inter. Jonathan David. What do we think about this guy? Because I'm not going to lie, Jonathan David, he seems good, but no one wants him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he seems like a good player, but why is no one pulling the trigger on him? Something is wrong. I think something is wrong. Jonathan David on the free can't go wrong, surely. That's what I'm thinking. But if I'm any Premier League team that is us or lower, I'd go for Jonathan David. Like, if I'm a Spurs, or if I know they beat us in the final, they still lower than us somehow. If I'm a Spurs, if I'm a Newcastle for a second striker because they might sell Callum Wilson to Leeds, if I'm a Nottingham Forest or a West Ham or an Everton, I'd be in for him all day long. But like, what's wrong with him? Napoli is after David. Well, can't be too much wrong with him then. No one wants him, so that tells you enough. That's what I'm thinking. David is good, but not Prem quality. Fair enough. Juve are after him. All these big clubs want him. Maybe he's just not suited for the Premier League. Ideal goalkeeper to bring in, Kovac for cheap, Costa. Honestly, ideal goalkeeper for me is Bart Verbruggen, but we're just not going to get him. What about Diego Leon? Leon is coming. 1st of July, I believe, is when he's due to arrive at Manchester United. Quick shout out. What do you think about AFC Wimbledon? Love him. I'm actually living in Milton Keynes now, which is funny because that's where MK Dons are. But I love AFC Wimbledon. I don't like the fact that they knocked out Walsall, my local club back home. But what a story! What a story! They deserve to be in League One. The rumor about Mitrovic. I'll tell you this now, neck on the line, to anyone who says that we're gonna get Alexander Mitrovic, get real. He will never come to Manchester United. Not because he's good enough and we're not. We don't want him. I don't believe any of this crap. He's never going to come. And I'm glad because he's not good enough. And if you think we're going to go from a £30 million offer for a young Liam Delap to then go £40 million offer for a 30-year-old Mitrovic or 31-year-old Mitrovic, never. I'm planning on going to AFC Wimbledon game when the new season starts. I'd like to go, to be fair. Thoughts on Angel Gomez? I think that's a no-brainer in terms of a free signing. I do. Would take Mitrovic on loan? Absolutely not. Al-Hilal, thank you very much. Been here since the start, you legend. Yeah, I have yet to find a realistic Man United fan. You've got one here. Got one right here, mate. Milan are interested in Mitrovic, but he's on 400k a week. Is he on 400k a week? You know what? To anyone in Saudi, fair, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm one of those players, I'm going to Saudi straight away. Who cares what anyone thinks? I thought this year with the not Jonathan, is it John Duran? Yeah, John Duran. I thought of that with this Duran sign. Everyone's like, he's ruined his career. The man's going to get intergenerational money for 3 years' work, and then he'll just come back. Renato Vega just did the same thing. Like, it's not a problem. I don't think players that has gone to Saudi can come back. Yeah, they can. They absolutely can. Renato Vega did it, and so did Jota, who went back to Celtic. So they can all do it. They have to wait a certain amount of time to get their money, but they all did it. What's this that I've just seen? Your fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Right, we've done something on TikTok. I'm not entirely sure what that is. We've got a flash goal. Apparently, this is a goal now to send roses. So if you can send a rose on TikTok, I don't know if that means you have to pay for it. If you have to pay for it, leave it out. But it's just something that they told me to do, so I'm doing it. Let's see. Ronaldo to United. Come on now. They also said Everton and West Ham for Mitrovic. We should be buying players that them clubs want. We should be buying players that clubs ahead of them want. Because those two clubs are not going in for Cunha and Mbeumo, for example. I'm out, guys. Thank you, United Talks. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Click the link in bio if you're on TikTok to come through to YouTube. We're trying to hit 5K. Tonali? No chance. Sancho should be moved. Yeah, we'll get on to Sancho. Do you think the price will drop for Garnacho after Amorim's alleged remarks to him? I don't think those remarks were true, given who they came from. I know I made a video on it, but clearly it was as a joke. I don't think that was the case. But I think his price has dropped, but purely because he scored 6 goals all season in 50 games, and he's mouthing off saying that he's not the problem when he's definitely part of it. Ter Stegen swap for Rashford? Load of bollocks. Absolute load of bollocks. Mateta a possibility? Very much a possibility, but they want 25 to 30 million, which to me seems cheap, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, if you are on TikTok, we are going to address the 4 main stories thank you for the rose. We are going to address the 4 main stories that are surrounding Manchester United right now, and I'm going to respond to every single comment that is on YouTube. So if you're on TikTok right now, click the link in my bio and go straight over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe, because we're going to be doing this live now pretty much exclusively on YouTube, going through all of the news, and I'll give you all the updates that I can, and I'll be focusing on the chat there, but also subscribe, because if we hit 5K, there's a lovely giveaway, and hitting 10K, you don't even want to know. So stay here if you fancy it on TikTok, but just know if you say anything in the chat, I'm going to be seeing a lot more of it on YouTube. So click the link in the bio if you want to head over. Now, let's get into this, shall we? 40 likes, thank you so much. Let's see if we can hit 50. The very first bit of business that we have to go through is Matheus Cunha. Now, Matheus Cunha has done I mean, it's a brilliant signing. It's a fantastic signing. And I think that we haven't really deeped how much of a big signing that actually is for Manchester United because of where we are now to be able to go and get one of the most coveted attacking players in the Premier League is absolutely ridiculous. We finished 15th. Wolves, I think, finished higher than us. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I swear they were in and around us anyway. I know they beat us twice this season. Like Cunha is a wonderful, wonderful signing. And what I want to point out, because everyone's gonna go in on how much we paid for him, they'll do like they'll put it in any sort of currency to make it seem like we spent too much. 62.5 million pounds for a prime player who's just come off the back of scoring consecutively in the double figures for goals and assists in the Premier League for a struggling Wolves side who can't create anything and he has to do pretty much everything is ridiculous work. And 62.5 million in this transfer market is good. Not just that, but we also are paying in 3 installments of 20.8 million pounds across 3 transfer windows. He signed a 5-year deal with the option to extend. What does that tell you? Basically we've amortized the cost so that we only pay 20 million pounds now, but it also means that we're going to be able to, if he doesn't work out, we can shift him for less than 40. That's the worst case scenario because that's what remains on the books for the next 2 years, right? With Cunha. And it's the situation we've got ourselves in with the likes of Højlund and Casemiro, who are, so much more expensive and relatively unsellable and unproven. Whereas you've got, this guy who has proven himself in the league, and you just think, amazing. Let's make him even better. So it's a fantastic signing. And that means that only 20 million has been committed right now. And we have a war chest of about 120 odd million to spend because we're Man United. And that's because of the revenues you bring in. We still, despite how bad we are, we're the second biggest revenue generator in world football, only behind Real Madrid. So we're going to keep spending because of who we are. And I think this is a summer where buying these types of players really just tells me that selling the likes of Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, I think they're all going to happen in one fell swoop, which I really didn't expect. Thank you so much for the gifts on TikTok. Like I say, if you wonder why I'm talking here, we're on YouTube trying to hit 5,000 subscribers. Please click through link in bio, join the live, and be a part of the channel. So thank you, Richard. That's very kind of you. I saw Cunha's replays yesterday since Bundesliga. I love how unselfish his style of plays. He sets up for others and can shoot if he needs to. That's a very good point, Kenji, because everyone's going to go in on like his attitude problems and stuff like that. He's just a winner. And also, I think there's a difference between being a maverick and being a dickhead. Like being a maverick is you need to be treated slightly differently to people like Cristiano, Eric Cantona. They're maverick players and they're arrogant and that's how they, and they're hotheads, but that's how they get the best out of them. Whereas being just an arsehole just means that you want everything to be done differently for you without even putting in the work or putting up the numbers, just like Jadon Sancho. Do you know what I mean? So that is where I think we have gotten to with this type of squad. But ultimately, thank you for the gifts on TikTok again. I'm not looking at this camera. We're over there. We're on YouTube. Click the link in bio, go through to YouTube. I'll see all of your comments through there. What do you think? We have a chance to sign Mike Mannion? No, I think he'll go for about 55, 60 million. We don't have that to spend on a goalkeeper until we offload Onana, which could be possible with Saudi. What do you think of Ugarte? Gets a lot of stick, but he's an Amorim guy, brought in for that system, still showed up in big games. Arsenal, Liverpool, Leon. Well, he was bought by Ten Hag, but brilliant signing. I think he'll come into his own pretty soon. Ollie Watkins is a good striker, but doesn't fit Amorim's system. I wouldn't go for Ollie Watkins. Are we linked to any midfielders? Right now, no, to be honest. There's always the vague links with Belaba and Wharton, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Reggie, don't worry, we'll get to it. That video when you pretended to jump from the bridge was amazing. Thank you, Richard. What do you think of Schick as a striker? One-dimensional, I'm not sure. Who do you think we need to look at elsewhere than Gyökeres? If so, where? We've been linked with a move for Gonzalo Ramos, which I don't think is a good move. And Mbeumo is going to join, and I think that's the one we got to deal with next. So that's my thoughts on Cunha. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you think about Cunha. I think it's a brilliant signing. He's the one player that I've wanted since January, and we've got him first. So, thank you, Sergeant. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about Sancho. Hello, Abhishek. Gonzalo Ramos is not a bad striker, just doesn't fit Luis Enrique's system, much like Ugarte, I suppose. So I need to look at him a bit more, though. I think we need to prioritize another striker over other positions. Goalkeeper first. Goalkeeper, then striker, because we've already got 2 attacking players. Again, TikTok. Sorry on YouTube if you're getting annoyed at me saying this. I just want people to come over. Click the link in bio to go through to YouTube, which is where everyone is here now. We've got 48 people in here. If we can get near 100, if we can crack 50, we've never even had 50 people in the chat before. So please click the link in bio, go through onto YouTube, like the video, subscribe. Big giveaway planned at 5K. And we are now going to talk about, hello, Dat. We're now going to talk about Bryan Mbeumo. And just as we've done that, we hit 51 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll do more of these transfer shows. But Bryan Mbeumo, thank you very much. Bryan Mbeumo, for me, isn't a signing that I really thought about until like 3-4 weeks ago. And it was only because I didn't think he was going to go anywhere. And if he was going to go somewhere, I thought Newcastle was the perfect place for him. I'll be honest, like Arsenal, I know that a lot has been made of that, but my friend did point out, like, I don't think they really were in for him because they've got Saka. And I know Saka got injured. Maybe they're looking for a backup, but you don't sign Mbeumo as a backup. I think you get the opposite of that. I think Mbeumo is a starter, and so is Saka. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Adam, very much. I appreciate you, Rio, and thank you, Dat. Appreciate you. But yeah, I honestly think that Mbeumo for me is it's a magnificent signing as well. Like again, there aren't too many details that I can go into on how much we're going to pay because nothing's really come out yet. In fact, I'm going to get Twitter up just in the background on my feed just to make sure I don't miss anything while I'm live with you. And if I do, come across anything, I'll be able to see. But I think with where we're going, it's quite a massive statement of intent to not only get Cunha, but to get Mbeumo as well. And Mbeumo he's just a really solid, dependable player for what you want him to do. Like the problems that we've always had with Anthony is that he's just not direct. He's not strong enough to commit himself in the way that we need him to. And being honest, right? Thank you. 60 people in the live. Most you've ever had. Amazing. If you're on TikTok, come over to YouTube. We're here breaking all sorts of boundaries. So come over. I'll see everything in the chat. But I honestly think that Mbeumo is going to unlock the best out of Amad. In my opinion, I think that Mbeumo is there to play as the more forward player and to let Amad flourish as a right wing back. Because you've got to remember, 80% of Amad's goals and assists have come from right wing back because he can see more of the pitch. He has more space to run into and he can do better things with it. He's so good at link-up play, so good at the interchange. It's not so much that he has to defend all the time, but he's got the engine to go up and down. And if you play someone like a competent right centre-back, like a Mazraoui, as an example, for me, that should be the way to go. But to play Mazraoui there or something, or even to play Dalot there, right, just to get the athleticism going, or keep Dalot on the bench to get some fresh legs in the right wing-back's position, then you've got a really solid plan for that whole right-hand side. You've got Mazraoui, who's a dynamic centre-back. You've got who can play with the ball at his feet and who's so comfortable with the ball at his feet. You've then got Amad, who can run up and down and charge. And you've got Mbeumo, who's going to charge. And the thing that everyone really keeps missing out about the Mbeumo-Amad thing, so often when Amad's playing in the further forward role, in the right 10, whatever you want to call it, it's because it's that ends up limiting what he's able to do. And they double up on him. They always tend to double up on Ahmad because they know he's one of our main attackers, so that when he's further forward, he has less grass to run into, less of the pitch to work with, and he looks worse. I'll be honest, Ahmad choked the Europa League final. A lot of the players did, but Ahmad specifically, because we looked at him to be our creative guy, we said, here's your chance. He choked it. And that's not really a criticism of him. It's a criticism of the whole team. That was the wrong way to set up. I think Ruben got it wrong. I've made it very, very clear. But moving forward now, I think we've learned to play Ahmad further back, because look at Southampton, who were beating us in a game, like, which happened a lot. But then he goes and scores a hat-trick as soon as they move him to right wing back. Yes, Rich. It's like, do you know what I mean? What's the point? What's the point in playing him so far back, so far forward, if he's not going to be helpful? And what Tottenham did, and what these better clubs end up doing with Ahmad, is that they end up just putting two people on him, and it just shuts him out the game completely. You then bring on someone like Mbeumo, you've got two things to worry about. That's one less player to go in on Ahmad, freeing up even more space for him. And then when he's on that right-hand side, he's not just thinking, God, I've got to do something now. He's like, I could just work with Mbeumo. I could just work with my mate Mbeumo. So why not do that? And I think it's just the perfect way to go about the rebuild, is by buying multiple players for a position and letting them fight it out. But also, this is where I think the beauty of Amorim's system is really going to come good, because if you have a cam in most other systems, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, that's your cam. Can't have any more. We've got two wing backs. The cam and the wing back can interchange. The centre back and the wing back can interchange. The centre back and the centre mids can interchange. The false nine and the centre mids can interchange. All of them can interchange with one another. So it's like you have to build a squad which has depth of quality throughout. And I've always been a key person to have. Thank you, Ryan, for the follow. I've always been a person who wants Premier League quality of depth throughout everything. And someone's just asked in TikTok, if you are new on TikTok, please come over to YouTube, link in bio, because I saw that one, but I'm missing loads. So click the link in bio, come on YouTube so I can see all of your comments and respond to it, as many as I can. But I think Ahmad defensively is good as well, because he's just a body. If you look at the wing backs that he's had, that Ruben's had, Giovanni Quendo and whoever, they don't defend that well. They're just engines up and down to provide an extra body. And then you double up all of a sudden. You got an overload as a defensive overload in that time. And then you've got a Mazraoui or a Delict or someone like that to really protect you. I think that's the best way to go. I think we're a bit too easy to neutralize last season, 100%. And I just told you why. That's the reason we've been so easy to neutralize, because we've got so few options. Garner is gone. Yeah, I think Garner's going to go. How can we incorporate Mount? Bench player, Cam, maybe as an 8 when we're looking to chase a game. Leacher will start when he gets back, no doubt. Yep, Leacher's our best ball playing centre-back. Dorgu and Garnacho in the left most likely. I don't think Garnacho's staying. So Ahmad is similar to Frimpong. I think we'll use him similar to Frimpong. Exactly that. Except Ahmad can score. Leacher, Delict, Yoro would be impenetrable. Do you see what I mean? Like, just imagine this now. We have to sort out the goalkeeper. Of course we do. But then imagine the defense of Leacher and Delict and Yoro or Mazraoui as a right centre-back. Then you got Ahmad and Mbeumo. That is going to work so beautifully. And even if not, play Mazraoui in one of those spots or play Maguire there. I think Maguire has to be the one demoted to our lesser centre-backs. Do you know what I mean? If you're on TikTok, let's see if we can get to 20k likes, actually. Because if you want to stay TikTok, go ahead. Or you can click the link in bio, come through and join the chat on YouTube. We've got 50 people in here. We just had 60 a second ago. We've got 55 likes. And I'm staying on for a little while longer to talk about two of the biggest stories to come out of these last 24 hours. One of them, people are going to have an issue with. People are going to be happy with it. People are going to be upset with it. Bruno Fernandes. For me, I'm just going to say my piece, and then I want you guys in the YouTube. What's my YouTube channel name? It's DevFC. Link in bio. It's all there to take you through straight away. But let's just talk about Bruno Fernandes for a second. I think Bruno Fernandes is a legend of Manchester United, and he's just proven that he's even more of a legend of Manchester United. To reject the amount of money that he has to stay with us at our lowest ebb, I don't think anyone would have said anything against him if he just decided to call it a day and leave. I really think it would be fine. Yeah, sorry, the mic is being weird. I'll sort it out for the next lives. But I do think that he is. You got feedback on it. Yeah, I'll sort out the mics next time. But yeah, sorry about that. But I'll sort out the mics next time. But genuinely, I think when it comes to Bruno Fernandes, he has. If you're new, by the way, we had 66 people in here. Let's get a like go. Let's get the likes up as much as we can. And subscribe. Big giveaway at 5K. Link in bio to everyone if you want to come through to YouTube. But a player in our worst side ever can never in a million years be considered a legend. Is Brian Robson a legend? Do you know what I mean? Is Brian Robson a legend? Of course he is. But in the late 80s, we were terrible. And it took us a few years under Fergie to get it right. And then we ended up winning something, obviously, with Brian Robson towards the end. But that's where it is. And someone just said, would he reject the same offer if it came from Real Madrid? Probably not. No. And I would totally understand it if he accepted that offer. And I think it's absolutely fair if he accepted that offer because he wants to stay in Europe. The one thing clear is that he did say he wants to stay in Europe. That doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to stay in Europe with Manchester United, but he wants to play for a European club. So if someone comes in for him in Europe, maybe in Serie A or something, he could still go. But he's made it clear that it's not about money. But for me, for us to be able to have someone like Bruno Fernandes just consistently do his best and consistently play well, it's such a statement of intent. It's such a statement of intent. And it's such a nice thing for us to be able to have that. I'm just going to try and mess with the mic and you can tell me if it comes through a bit better. Is that better? Is it less crackly? Mile Skriniar, very good goalkeeper. I liked him when he was at Benfica, actually. I haven't really clocked him too much. Better? Good stuff. Thank you very much. I will keep it like that. Steve Hemsley, you love my TikToks. Well, you love my TikToks better, and then you said better. You love my TikToks more than this, or just better? Right. All right, amazing. We've just fixed the sound issue on YouTube. Click the link in bio. Come through to YouTube. We've got 62 people in here. Let's see if we can get to 100 and get the likes going. 10K likes we've got on TikTok. Let's see if we can hit 100 on YouTube. Click the like. Click the link in bio, and then come through straight away. If you want to stay on TikTok, fair enough. I just might not see what you're saying. Do you have any info if they look for another goalkeeper? I just read about attackers. So far, no. So far, no. I haven't been able to see anything. Do you know what I mean? But honestly, I think looking at Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, Bruno Fernandes, 1,000,000% is a Manchester United legend. I think he's given his all to the club, and he's given his... Oh, the crackling is back. You know what? I'm just going to stick it to where it was, and then... I'm just going to keep it there. I think there's a problem with it. Either way, right? I think that Bruno Fernandes is absolutely a Manchester United legend. I think he is a wonderful player. I think he's a good man as well. And I also, someone just asked, there's a Bruno news conference going on. It's for Portugal, so don't worry about that. Finding another striker means Xerxes is a backup or a 10. Wouldn't mind that at all. I think Xerxes as a backup striker is a good option. And I would say that had we sold Bruno for like 100, 120 million, obviously, that would be amazing. But we never even got to a point where an offer was made. Do you know what I mean? If they came in and said, 60 mil for Bruno, 70 mil, we wouldn't want that, would we? He's worth more to us than that. And... if we win the Premier League next season, can we put Bruno on a legend standard? He already is. Ambrose, he already is. Xerxes over Højlund, 1,000,000%. Can Mbeumo and Cunha help Højlund unlock his potential as a goal scorer? I think I think he's gone. I think he'll go somewhere on loan. Do you think Mainu can reach his potential with Bruno and Ugarte being the main CMs? Yeah. I think because Mainu has been he's been put specifically on a fitness regimen to get even bigger than where he is and to grow in stature and become more physical. So I think that is the plan. Emiliano Martinez, absolutely not. Now, the last deal that I want to speak about, just going to take a quick sip. Going to be here for another 10 minutes or so, or depending on how long I want to talk about this guy. But you can stay on TikTok if you want. You can stay on YouTube, whichever it is. Sergeant knows what's coming. Just wherever you are, please drop a follow so that we can listen. I'm all about building a non-toxic community of Manchester United fans. I'm not going to just call people names for the sake of calling them names, but I will call out people who I feel have disrespected Manchester United. And the man who I feel has disrespected Manchester United more than most other players I can remember, probably since Di Maria, absolutely, is Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, for me, I've never been more disappointed in a person as well as a footballer as I have been in Jadon Sancho. At least when it came to Angel Di Maria, you could look at that and be like, your wife's stuff got broken into, and everyone was mean to her, and like your family couldn't settle and all this. We have a Manchester boy who said he was coming home, and he did nothing. Jadon Sancho did absolutely nothing for Manchester United. And in my opinion, is one of the worst signings that we have ever made, because he's brought so much more grief than he has anything positive, both on the field and off of it. On the field, I can point to about 2 games where he played exceptionally well. And we brought him in on a contract that spoke to his potential at Dortmund, and we assumed we were buying that potential from him. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it was kind of coming down to. However, not only has he not realized that potential, the man has come nowhere near that potential. He has been pathetic since he came through. He's been absolutely awful. And then this is what really takes the cake for me. This is what really takes the cake. Everyone, let's keep it on Sancho for now because I'm on a roll. Wherever you are, drop a follow because I need to get this out. Jadon Sancho, he was given the opportunity, and I bring it up a lot, but he was given the opportunity to find his form again under Erik ten Hag, and he was given 3 months paid leave to go and get his head right. He came back and he was even worse. And then when the manager draws him out publicly, and when I say draws him out publicly, we need to really look at what was said. Ten Hag, all he said at that time was, when someone asked him, why isn't Jadon Sancho playing? He said, players who train better will play. Players who don't, won't. That's all he said. Jadon Sancho bitched out, and he wrote that stupid statement on social media. He kept it out for a couple of days, and he waited for it to have its impact before taking it down. Whether he wrote that or if it was his team or whatever, they are collectively ruining that kid's reputation. Or maybe he is just a bad egg. Maybe he is just one of those bad players that we should never have signed. And honestly, he is, like someone just said on TikTok, he's a petulant little child for everything that he's done. I don't understand where he gets off saying that he deserves to be treated in some kind of way, or where he feels that he's been wronged by Manchester United. We've never taken his money away. We've never stopped him playing. If you performed on the training pitch, you would have played. It's as simple as that. And I don't know where anyone in the Jadon Sancho camp thinks that it's okay for him to play and perform and react the way that he has and still get paid the same amount. And then he goes on loan to Dortmund. And then he says he's home. I thought you were home a season ago, mate. No? Or just when everything works out for you, you're home. And in both of the times where he's been out on loan, I'll get to the Chelsea one, where he's been in Europe, he's gotten to 2 finals. One of them he wins, and one of them he scores in. He actually did all right in that final. That's probably the best I've seen him play in 2 years. It's only when it suits him. He did nothing in the league for Chelsea. He did nothing in the league for Dortmund. And everyone is starting to see what kind of a guy he is. And I just think he is a petulant, sulky little guy who easily should have noticed, or at least the team around him should notice, look, this is what you would have been paid if you were performing. You need to drop down a peg. Because he's gone to Chelsea And in the middle of the season, he did that stupid freedom sign on Marcus Rashford's Instagram when he went to Villa. No, the freedom is us getting away from you. Because these people need to understand. I know they want to say Man United is a graveyard and all this. If you played well, we love you. If you give everything you want or everything that we need from you, then we love you. It's as simple as that. There's no need for you to think that you are the person that says that we're the bad egg and you're not. Man United fans are so simple. You run your ass off, you sweat the shirt out, you give everything you can, and hopefully you get some output behind it. We'll love you. We will absolutely adore you. He didn't want to put in the work, and that's why we don't like him. And I think it's don't like is being very, very, you know, is very, very nice, shall we say. We're talking about Jadon Sancho. Link in bio, go through onto YouTube. As you can see in the thumbnail, that's who we're talking about. It's the last one of the first transfer show of the season. But honestly, I think, just like Martin has said in the chat, he's lazy, he's arrogant, he thinks he's better than what he is. And now, just when he has a get out of jail free card to stay at Chelsea, who actually want him, they actually want Jadon Sancho to stay. They actually want him to stay. I'll be going live a lot more. I don't do it a lot. I'll be going live a lot more throughout the transfer window. At the end of the show, tell me if you like this and I'll do more. But honestly, Jadon, he goes to Chelsea and they essentially say, we want him at the end of the season. We'll insert an obligation fee of 25, 30 million quid, whatever it was, cover the majority of his wages. And then there's also a get out of jail free clause, which I think everyone is going in on United saying, why did we insert this clause? I'm pretty sure this clause is everywhere. You just don't see it getting inserted a lot, is my genuine opinion, from what people have told me anyway, who actually do these deals for a living. So it's just looking at that sort of deal and immediately it's like, okay, he's done okay, but he was on 200k a week, I think he's on at United. We want him to accept 110 to 120, which is what the reports were saying. And he didn't want to accept it. He still thinks that he's worth 200k a week. He's barely worth half that, if that. He needs to get the hell out of the club. And I'll be so happy when he leaves, because he makes me a bit sick, to be honest. Like, you're playing for Manchester United, you're being paid by Manchester United, and you actively disrespect us. Because it's not just when you disrespect United that you disrespect these current players. You disrespect everyone at the club. And it's like, what do you expect to keep on happening when you disrespect us like that? And I'm glad that some fans have seen the light, because I've been saying it for a long time. Reece makes a good point. Offer him to a Saudi club. I think that's where he might end up going, and I think he'll go somewhere. But I think we just have to be realistic in where he can go. But ultimately, to cover out this episode, thank you guys so much for sticking with me this entire time. We're nearly 50 minutes in. But to cover everything, Jadon Sancho, get the hell out of my club, our club. Bruno Fernandes, thank you for staying. We love you. You are a United legend. Matheus Cunha, welcome to Old Trafford. And Brian and Mbeumo, I hope, follows shortly. Going forward, who do we need? We need a goalkeeper, we need a striker, and probably another midfielder as well. So I will be doing these lives as and when we do like more of these shows. Like I'll be doing more of these shows as and when we get more news in. I kind of want to make Dev's transfer show like a bit more of a consistent thing. So definitely, if you are new, smash the like button on this to let me know if you've enjoyed it. We've got 68 likes already, 50 people in the chat. But please, click the link in bio if you're on TikTok to come over and subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to hit 5K. I don't know where we're at. Maybe we're at 4.3, something like that. But if you could do that, it would mean a lot. And in the chat, Adam, you're loving it. Richard, Martin, who else we got? Kenji, you're all loving it. So don't worry. I'm going to try and fix the crackle on the mic. I don't know what's happening. I'll fix it somehow. But the back will change. Obviously, I think we'll have a few more Man United bits on there. This is just look. We're still moving. I mean, you can see it there, can't you? We're still moving. So don't worry about that. It will all change. Thank you, Dat. Thank you, Austin. And thank you, Martin. Honestly, I appreciate you. Now, I will. Yeah, it didn't crack the last live show, so I think something's just gone wrong today, but it happens. I'll be doing channels all over the gaff. Don't worry. TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere. I'll be doing it. The mic troubles won't follow me on the next lives. Trust me, I'll figure it out. Maybe it's because all of these things are so close together. It might be that, but I'll figure it out. And I will see you on the next live. So thank you guys so much for joining on YouTube. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you all so much. Please subscribe if you are new and share it around if you can. Like if you know some Man United fans who actually want to build, because basically now that I've got you, like I want to build this channel, Dev FC, into the most thriving and healthiest football community in the world, where we don't call people names and we actually just do things properly. And I want to lead that with you. I can only do that with your support. So if you can follow or subscribe wherever you are and share it to people who you think might enjoy it, that would be amazing. But I will see you on the next show. Thank you all so much to everyone who stuck by. And let me know in the comments if you want the next one on the latest video I've just done on Bruno Fernandes. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, guys. Take care.